his face there? The Burger King guy. Why do I always forget his fucking name? Conor McGregor. There you go. Like when he's fucking doing his press conferences, which is just an amazing performance. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about, okay? I don't know what a fucking triangle is, you know, underhooks. I don't know what any of that shit is. It's the baddest fucking job you could possibly have. What do you do for a living? I fucking kick somebody's fucking ass. Fucking walking in there like it's the 1800s, bare-chested, just walking in and beating the fuck out. It's the greatest thing ever. But I got to admit, when they get all technical, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, you know? So when no matter what he's saying, I don't hear what he's saying because I don't know anything about fighting. You know what I mean? So all I hear is, I got a fucking shiny suit. That's all I hear. That's all when he talks. I don't give a fuck what he's saying. That's all. I got a fucking shiny suit. I got a pair of shoes to match it. I got a whole fucking closet full of fucking shiny suits. And a fucking pair of shoes to match all of them. I'll put my fucking shiny shoes up on the fucking table, right? That's all I hear. You're gonna do nothing. He's screaming and yelling and shit, throwing water bottles. It's fucking tremendous. No idea what they're talking about. And Nate Diaz reminds me of every fucking dude I ever had detention with and went to summer school with, right? That fucking dude who he wouldn't crack. Even if he knew you did it, he wouldn't say shit, right? So I'm liking both of them. So I finally sit down, right? Okay, there was some guy dressed like a cowboy. I remember that. He came down he looked like he was from the Outback. Like the second you saw this guy, you were like, this guy just does not give a fuck. And he fought a guy. This is why I have such a respect for fighters. He fights this fucking kid who started off as a wrestler in college. He lost his first 17 matches. You know? Jesus, I would have been crying after 3. I knew I stunk at this. This dude lost 17 in a row as a freshman and stuck with it. By the time he was like a senior, he was like some finalist in some national thing. It's fucking, these I'm telling you, it's fucking amazing, right? I'm trying to think like a more badass fucking sport. And the only thing I can come up with is that fucking TT race in the Isle of Man where those guys ride like 200 miles an hour through the fucking woods on ninjas and shit. Like every 3-4 years, like somebody dies. It's fucking unbelievable. Like somebody died in like 2014. The guy like hit a house. He's doing like fucking, I don't know how fast he was going, but he went up over a hill and landed on his front wheel and he was going right to the fucking house. And then that was it. Over. And there's a bunch of people standing there. It's incredible. So I saw that. I was just like, Jesus, damn. I tell jokes for a living. That's like kind of pathetic when you look at it that way. Anyway, so this cowboy dude comes in, right? He fights this kid who just has no quitting him, right? He lost his first 17 matches and now he's in the fucking UFC. And he fucking beat this kid. Like, it was one of the sickest. Anybody who's like, oh, I like boxing better than UFC, you got to see the way he knocked this guy out. If you can't appreciate, he fucking jabs him in the face. And in the moment when he closes his eyes, this guy fucking drops down 2 floors like a fucking cat, you know, and then punches him in his stomach. And the dude's like, what the fuck? He leans to the right. That guy this fucking cowboy guy throws a left hook. And as his fucking head goes over to the right, he fucking boots him in the face. It was like Matrix level fighting, except it was fucking real. Unbelievable. I couldn't beat a fucking 5th grade girl. I mean, it's so humbling to watch one of these events. So then the next fight, this guy who just goes by Rumble, right? He's standing there, this giant shredded black dude, and he's just sort of adjusting the gloves as he was standing there. It was so intimidating, I just started laughing, and without even thinking, I just laughed and said, what the fuck do you do with that? And according to the one fight I've seen him fight, evidently nothing. This guy fucking, he redefined the right there, Fred. He fucking came out, and the other guy's doing a little couple of fucking little, I don't know what the fuck, I can't remember what he did. There was a couple of little fucking, I don't know what the fuck you call them, little flurries back and forth. And then he kind of just reached out, grabbed the guy by the back of his head or his shoulder and said like, hey, you know, I want to talk to you for a second. Like, what's his face in fucking Beverly Hills Cop when he kills Eddie Murphy's friend? Jonathan Banks. Jonathan Banks. Remember when he grabs it going like, he just puts his arm around him like, hey, just, do you ever, I fucked up, I'm sorry. And he just he gives him 2 behind the fucking ear. That's what he did with this guy. He just sort of reached out and grabbed him and then just this fucking uppercut. Fucking wham! Over. Fucking over. Right there, Fred. You know what's the great thing? If you still have it recorded, you got to see Bruce Buffer's face. It's the fucking greatest reaction ever. He's sitting on the side. That's what I like about it. When you watch the knockouts in slow motion, you can sometimes see Rogan or somebody just their jaws down, like hanging on the floor. Just, it's one of the sick knockouts I've ever seen. And then, I don't know. I know there was a couple others. I was pretty fucking jet lagged. And then, of course, I woke up. Conor McGregor comes out, right? Nate Diaz. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was rooting for Nate. All right? I like Nate. You know what I mean? But I also knew when he went in there that there was the only fucking way he was going to win that fight was if he knocked him out, TKO, got him to tap, or choked him out. That's the only fucking way. Because at the end of the day, it's a fucking business. It's a fucking business. Okay? And nobody makes their money like Conor McGregor. When he comes fucking, I got a fucking pair of shoes to match every fucking. So when he starts fucking going off and all the money he's got, coming in there looking like $1 million, and then those fucking Irish guys, ole, ole, ole. That's the sound of fucking billions of dollars just raining down on the UFC. You gotta knock the guy out, or it's fucking over. So the fucking fights start. He starts kicking Nate in the fucking leg. Every one of those, I was just going, I would quit. I would quit again. I would write an apology to his entire family for stepping into the fucking, and Nate's just, taking. You're seeing the back of his fucking leg is getting bruised up. It's fucking brutal. Just the sound of it. Right? Anybody else have an older brother and you're just laying on the couch and you're watching Deputy Dog or some shit? He just comes over and just punches you. He's not a pro. He's just your asshole older brother, and he punches you in the side of the leg. That was it. Your day was over. This guy's taken a professional foot to the fucking leg like 50 times, it seemed, in the first round. Anyways, he got knocked down 1 or 2 times in the first round, so obviously he loses that one. All right? Then gets knocked down in the second round. And this is how I saw the fight. And this is somebody who has not ever had a professional fight and lost his last amateur bout in the 7th grade and got beat up by a girl in the 3rd grade. So you know that you have to take what I'm saying seriously. I thought from the second half of the second round, halfway through the second round, as most people say, to the end of the fight, I thought Nate pretty much won the fight. It's the problem was he got knocked down the first half of the second round, so you're going to lose that round. All right? But he definitely won round 3. I thought he won round 4, and I thought halfway from round 4 to the end of round 5, Conor McGregor was going for this country stroll and kept looking at the fucking clock, and his mouth was hanging open, and Nate just kept coming. At one point he was walking away for the 10th time, and Nate's giving him the finger and shit. Where the fuck are you going? But I don't know. At the end of the day, Nate was bleeding like a fucking sieve. I think a lot of that's just because he's got all that scar tissue and shit. He always ends up bleeding. But the fucking guy is like a maniac. The more he bleeds, the more he bleeds, you can't kill it. He moves forward. He just keeps going forward. So, I don't know. I would have been surprised even though it was for Nate, if they actually said Nate won the fight, I would have been shocked if they gave it to him. Because he did get knocked down 3 times. And also Conor McGregor makes him all that fucking money. But when they gave it to Conor, it also didn't feel right, And you know something? Conor talks shit afterwards. He goes, surprise, surprise. The fucking king is back or some shit. It's now. You looked a little nervous when they went to the judges. You did not look confident whatsoever. So don't fucking do that shit now. So unbelievable fucking fight. This is somebody who knows nothing about fighting, but I know when I see an unbelievable fight. So thank you to both of them. And I can't wait for the fucking third one.